Hi, this is another vinyl finds video, and well, it's going to be a sort of a vinyl stroke cassette finds video, and I've actually managed to spend quite a lot. Today I've been sort of digging around Cardiff, um, but this is going to be some of the records I've accumulated over the past couple of weeks or so. Um, First off, I've got a couple of Everything But the Girl albums. This one's Idlewild and this one's Language of Life. These are not very good records. Well, actually, Idlewild was okay, but this one, Language of Life, is pretty terrible. Too many sort of cheesy sax solos, that whole sort of American adult contemporary production. It sounds like a bad Simply Red album, but it's like part of the Everything But the Girl collection ticked off. I was actually going to buy an upgrade of Baby's Stars Shine Bright. My copy's got a very filthy cover, but in the end I just changed my mind. I mean, there was a copy of it in Cardiff which had the shrink wrap on. Next up is a bit of a guilty pleasure. All the Notes. This one I didn't go mad over. It was Abandoned Luncheonette, their first album. But this next one, Four Babies, I actually quite like because Todd Rundgren produced it, and we all know that Todd Rundgren he is a very heavy-handed producer. He tends to sort of exert a lot of control. Just ask XTC or Sparks. They really had a hard time with the guy, but yeah, this does actually sound like quite a good record. And also the prog heads on the VC got a soft spot for some Daryl Hall solo stuff because it was produced by Robert Fripp of King Crimson. Right, what else have I got? Yeah, I'm listening to this album by this Welsh language artist called Gwenno Saunders. She's got this album coming out. Well, it's been re-released, called The Last Day, and I mean, listening to it, I've got into all these sort of bands that sort of existed on the fringes of music around the 90s. You know, bands that were maybe a bit too left field for the sort of the Britpop loving mainstream. And one of the bands is Broadcast. Really love this album. This is Tender Buttons. I think this was the last album they did, just under the name Broadcast. They did another one with the Focus Group. This is a very good record, and the Gwenno album that I was on about really sort of lifts a lot from this, especially the sort of bleepy, sort of 8-bit like sound of it. I've also been getting into Stereolab as well, and you know, I've been listening to Dots and Loops on YouTube, and unfortunately I couldn't find a copy of it on vinyl. It's on my sort of list of albums I want to get. In fact, I actually interviewed Letitia Sadier recently, and just now I got into her music with Stereolab. You know, if I interviewed her a month after when I did, I'd probably do all the sort of gushy fan stuff. Right, PJ Harvey, Let England Shake. This was very cheap on Amazon. I've been listening to it, and while I do actually get why people think this is a great album, it's not really sort of clicked with me yet. I mean, some of the tracks like The Words That Make Us Murder and On Battleship Hill are very good songs, but I don't know, it's quite an interesting album. I mean, PJ Harvey is sort of a local artist. I mean, funny enough, I actually went to the town where she she's actually from. I think she still lives where she grew up. I actually lost my mobile phone there, funny enough. Okay, onto the stuff that I bought in Cardiff. So I've got Todd on vinyl. This isn't in the best of shape, but I think the records aren't too bad. At least I shined the light on them and they look in that bad. Yeah, it looks a bit sort of VG plus shape. Todd, the album Todd is just so ahead of its time. I was once chatting with this sort of up and coming artist from Castle Carey in Somerset, and he was raving about Todd Rundgren, saying that some of the stuff on his album sounds like the Flaming Lips or MGMT, but about quarter of a century, 30 years before. And especially, you know, every time I listen to this record, I'm reminded of sort of Yoshimi and the Pink Robots by Flaming Lips. But I mean, Todd did it first, and I think I used to like the Flaming Lips, but I'm not so keen about them now. And the more you read about them, I mean, from the sounds of it, Wayne Coyne is a complete arsehole. Who likes to hang out with women half his bloody age. When people say that he's having a midlife crisis, he says, "No, I'm just having fun." Yeah, another thing I've got in Cardiff, I managed to get this put back. This is Sleaford Mods Key Markets, and hopefully, I think I might crack the seal on this now. Let's see if I can get the bloody factory sealing on this. So there's some of them, the ones from they're sent out to indie stores. Oh yeah. You think you can see on the camera. It's a bit of a bugger to get out. Comes in this sort of bright green colour. Yeah, puke green. Yeah. Very nice. Right, also I saw this on the way back. This might be interesting. I've never listened to it, but I've heard a lot about it. This is Trembling Bells, A Sovereign Self. This is a kind of music that a lot of people probably turn their nose up. It's supposed to be, it's a mixture of sort of krautrock, progressive folk, progressive folk and English folk. So it's a bit of a sort of it's supposed to be a bit of a cross between, I don't know, Can and the Incredible String Band in Fairport Convention in Pentangle, you know, all that sort of stuff, which is very good, but most people think is utterly naff. And last but not least, this come through the post. This was very cheap on Amazon, and I love this record. This is Honey Limited, the complete NHI recordings, and this was a record. Actually, the record come out, but the band didn't even know about it. It was released on Lee Hazelwood's label LHI, and this comes recommended to people who, I mean, on the back it mentions the Ronettes, Shangri-Las, and Pentangle. Funny that, but the comparison that comes to mind is Laura Nyro. I mean, if you like Laura Nyro's music, this sounds very much like it. But compared to Laura Nyro's music, this is a lot more straightforward. If you ever listen to sort of any Laura Nyro's albums, they're sort of very erratic, a lot of left turns. I mean, it's highly limited. It's more sort of, I don't know, straightforward. But yeah, they're quite talented because I think one of the sort of women in the group actually wrote their own material. And onto cassettes now. I've managed to, I went to the Vinyl where I bought the Todd Rundgren album, and they had tapes there, which I was absolutely stoked about. You know, I can't get tapes around my way; they're any good. And it was like £1 a tape. That was like a headless fucking chicken. And I just picked up a load. Some of them I don't know why I bought them, because I've already got them on CD or something like that. But what the hell? I can always do some decent tapes. First off, Woodface by Crowded House. I like Crowded House, but I don't have a lot of their stuff. I think I've got their first album on CD somewhere. The Auteurs New Wave. It's funny about Luke Haynes, you know, he's a very talented guy, and I do like some of his music, but this I must admit, this isn't my favourite of his albums. This was the one that came out around the time of Suede, when they released their first album. But I've always thought his skills are best used when it comes to the written word rather than music. I mean, he's done some great albums, but you know, he's a hilarious bloke. You know, he's very witty. In his two books, Bad Vibes and Post Everything, are just highly recommended. The Flaming Groovies. Don't know about that one. I think that's sort of power pop. So I'm sort of going through a Raspberries phase at the moment. I'm listening to Raspberries and the Rubinis, so that might be up my street. Drums and Wires already have this on vinyl, but this does have the two sort of bonus tracks, Chain of Command in Limelight, so that was a worthwhile acquisition. This one's Ritual Dilo Habitual by Jane's Addiction. Don't know why I bought that. I've always tried to get into their music, but I thought, might give it another go, I suppose. Julian Cope, My Nation Underground. Love Julian Cope's music, but that's his worst album, I think, or something like that. Got Nina Cherry, Rule Like Sushi. I mean, there's some really good sort of proto sort of Blue Lines Massive Attack stuff on there. Tears for Fears, The Hurting. Got that on CD. They're another local. That's a sort of another local act alongside XTC. They're local-ish. So yeah, that's it for this video. I haven't got too much more to show coming up, but I am going to do an unboxing of the Replacements box set when that comes through. So until then, goodbye.